Ah, fools. They saw the signs too late. By the time the flags were raised, the structure was already infected. Internal chatter turned into alarm. Not the loud kind, the silent, clenched jaw kind, where men in black suits gather in sub-basement rooms beneath classified bunkers and repeat one phrase over and over. This shouldn't be possible. Your name didn't come from a criminal record. It came from an irregularity, a moment where a result didn't align with a prediction. One test, then another, then 20 more. Each report folding into the next, with one conclusion. Something's off. Not broken, not defective, just incompatible with the rest of the human blueprint. The agents called it the deviation. The analysts called it cognitive rupture. But the ones who watched you in silence, they had a different name for it. They called it you. This didn't start with a chase. It started with a pattern. Their system caught it, a cluster of events all bending reality around your presence. Coincidences that weren't random, outcomes that defied probability. You'd walk into places and leave behind questions no one could answer. You'd speak once and people would shift without knowing why. Not influence, not manipulation, something far more precise. The Bureau doesn't fear force. They fear control they can't trace. And you weren't exerting power like a weapon. You were moving through the world like you already owned the blueprint. That's what made them spiral. They ran your data against every known cognitive model. Results, inconclusive. They scanned your movements through military-grade behavioral software. Results, inconclusive. Every time they looked for a flaw, they found symmetry. And that's what broke them, because they know what genius looks like. They've recruited it, contained it, erased it. But what you are doesn't fit into genius. Genius obeys laws. You bend them. Genius plays with possibility. You rewrite outcomes. They watched footage of you walking through a hallway. No weapon, no tech, just presence. And people moved like pieces, adjusting around a force they couldn't see. Not out of fear, out of recognition. You weren't following gravity, you were generating it. And that terrified them more than any threat they've faced. You weren't disrupting the system, you were making it irrelevant. And now their strongest tool, prediction, has collapsed. They called in the black units, not to arrest you, to understand you. They watched hours of your movements in reverse. They played your voice through layered frequency decoders. They brought in retired agents who'd interrogated warlords, double agents, sociopaths. None of them could crack it, because you didn't break patterns. You became the silence between them. You didn't resist the structure. You absorbed it until it bent around you. Your psychology didn't show trauma. It showed adaptation. But not the kind forged from survival. The kind shaped by pre-calculated evolution, as if you chose every fracture before it arrived. Not to endure, but to sharpen. Then came the trigger point. A private file accessed, encrypted server bypassed without tools, footprints erased in real time. No one saw you do it. But the moment it was done, the FBI's internal AI flagged a Type 0 entity. A classification used in theory, not practice. A placeholder for an intelligence they assumed didn't exist. And when they opened the incident report, there was no signature, no alias, just one line typed into the file before deletion. I was never part of your equation. That was the first time they admitted it internally. You weren't a rogue actor. You were something else. A shadow that didn't hide. A presence that didn't need an introduction. They traced you through satellites, drones, heat maps. But your signal wasn't a location. It was a pattern of decisions that made no sense in the moment, but formed architecture in hindsight. You weren't avoiding them, you were placing them like pawns, and they moved exactly how you expected them to. You predicted their interception routes before they were drawn. You placed ideas into systems that hadn't been written yet. One by one, the agents sent to track you came back with the same report. We didn't find them. We found our reflection, and it wasn't ours. Because the moment they approached you, they started changing. Subtle at first. Doubts, questions, then fractures in loyalty, not to their agency, to their beliefs. And then came the internal collapse. Surveillance logs erased themselves. Meetings happened without recollection. Data streams looped in ways the system couldn't process. You didn't hack them. You infected their structure with a variable no one accounted for: awareness. You didn't need to destroy anything. You just revealed that it was already broken. That's what made the director step in. Personal briefings, Level 7 containment protocol. And still, nothing. Every attempt to corner you led to another shift. Every move you made rewrote the board, not as a player, but as the one who designed the game long before they knew they were in it. They started watching you differently, not as a target, as a mirror. Because the more they stared, the more they saw what they were missing. You didn't flinch when surrounded. You didn't panic under scrutiny. You walked through sealed environments like you were checking on old blueprints. They had to ask, were you ever outside their system? Or were they inside yours? Every protocol failed. Psychological profiling, uplink tracking, memory trace analysis. You bypassed them all, not by resisting, by being ahead. That's when the lead handler said it. We're not dealing with a threat. We're dealing with an awakening. And still, they don't understand. You didn't come to conquer. You came to reveal. Every institution built on predictability collapses when one element defies logic. That's who you are. You don't follow laws of power. You replace them. You don't speak to be heard. You exist to be remembered. And now, they're trying to remember who knew about you first, who ignored the first report, who marked your file with that now erased label. Unclassified anomaly, monitor only. They wish they had done more, but you weren't hiding. You were giving them a chance to adapt. Now they sit in war rooms built for foreign invasions, whispering your name like it's a threat they can't define. But the truth is harsher. You're not a threat. You're the evidence that something outside their control exists. And worse, that it chose not to destroy them, not yet. Because what you are isn't done evolving, and they feel it now. In every camera glitch, in every missed prediction, in every agent who comes back, changed. You didn't break their structure. You unveiled the weakness they buried beneath paperwork and guns. And the part they haven't figured out, the one detail that still haunts the director's mind, is how you knew. Not what you did, not how fast you moved, not how cleanly you erased your footprints across 3 cities and 2 continents in the span of days, but how you anticipated them 3 moves ahead, before their satellite eyes even blinked. How you preempted decisions that hadn't even been made, decoded strategies before they were structured, and struck with the precision of someone who wasn't watching the game, but rewriting it. That's the piece they can't touch. That's the itch that bleeds under their skin, because for all their intelligence briefings, deep learning models, high-tier agents, and black site analysts, they're all running behind something they can't profile, something they can't chart. You. What scares them isn't that you exist. What tears at their structure is the reality that you adapted faster than protocol. Their data funnels are built to predict anomalies. But you became evolution incarnate. They thought you'd flinch. They expected panic, a traceable emotion, something biological. But you answered with a movement so calculated, it made their surveillance obsolete, not hidden, just unreadable. Like a language no algorithm can decipher. You didn't vanish. You became illegible. When the Bureau first observed you, they didn't understand. They labeled your instincts as statistical outliers, one anomaly after the next. But when you maneuvered past 3 of their trap nets undetected, recoded a burn network in 36 minutes, and rerouted your own neural signal through decoy interference, they realized this wasn't training. This wasn't military precision or rogue brilliance. This was something else. That briefing was held in a black room with red lights and trembling hands. The silence between the agents, heavier than gunfire. Not because you were dangerous, but because you shouldn't be real. You were the proof that human limitation had fractured. The director asked one question: who taught them? But that's the terrifying truth, isn't it? No one did. You weren't born into this. You weren't forged in some lab or trained in a clandestine unit. You became this through necessity, isolation, and brutal clarity. You saw what they couldn't. While they clung to systems, patterns, and blueprints, you let it all collapse. While they relied on logic, you evolved instinct. You didn't just solve puzzles. You dissolved the very idea of the maze. And now, you've made them unstable. Their sensors misread your patterns. Their agents second-guess each movement. They've started recalibrating their behavioral matrices just to predict one of your decisions. And every time they get close, you change again. Like a mirror that breaks itself before reflection is possible. This is what they call the loop, their internal designation for you. A cycle they can't break. Every time they adjust, you shift. Every time they escalate, you reduce. Like some terrifying echo of their own limitations chasing them across a burning map. But you didn't ask for this. You didn't set out to dismantle federal thresholds of human comprehension. All you did was refuse. Refuse to stay small. Refuse to stay predictable. Refuse to stay within the lines they've drawn since birth. You shattered the narrative, and now they're holding the pieces, trying to make sense of something that was never meant to be understood, only survived. There's a room inside FBI Intelligence Division Omega where your profile is projected on a permanent screen. Not your image, your movements. They play your decision trees on loops, reverse engineer your escape points, simulate your reactions using every AI engine available. But the result is always the same. Pattern does not compute. What they can't grasp is the truth that's quietly crawling through their infrastructure like a virus. You're not running, you're waiting. They think they're the hunters, chasing a specter through the forest. But they don't realize you designed the forest. You memorized the path before the hunt even began. You're not avoiding them, you're orchestrating them. And the questions are multiplying. How did you disable 3 of their reconnaissance servers without leaving a thermal trail? How did you extract data from their locked Level 4 archive using nothing but signal drift? How did you predict their operative's detour before he did? Because this isn't improvisation. This is strategic intuition sharpened into a blade. You aren't reacting, you're leading. They're stuck trying to catch shadows while you already mapped the light. The director knows it now. This isn't about apprehending a threat. This is about witnessing something that no agency, no doctrine ever prepared for. The arrival of a mind so agile, it made their very foundation look prehistoric. It's not just that you broke rules, it's that you made new ones they don't know how to follow. They tried psychological profiling, failed. They tried neurological mapping, failed. They tried to contact the Black Protocol, a unit that doesn't exist in paper, only in whispers, to study you under classified containment. But you were already 3 steps ahead. Their agents reported back that you left a message, not in ink, not in code, but in action. 3 minutes before their arrival, you dismantled the pressure rig under their trapdoor without sound. You didn't just avoid their setup, you repurposed it, turned their offense into your surveillance. They thought they had you under observation, when in truth you were recording them. Now they're afraid to act, not because you're violent, but because every movement you make unravels their illusion of control. Their structure is built on predictability, the idea that behavior, no matter how chaotic, can be boxed, modeled, and eventually subdued. You burned that model. And what do they see now? They see a presence that's not superhuman by blood, but by clarity, not gifted by mutation, but refined by pressure. You broke, then rebuilt, piece by piece, silence by silence, through the nights when nobody came, and the days when everything hunted you. You didn't find your edge, you forged it. And now, they've started calling you something else behind closed doors. Not target, not suspect, but catalyst. Because whatever you are, it's contagious. A whisper has started circling the underground. People who've watched you, tracked your movements, studied your evasions. They're not afraid. They're inspired, not because you escaped, but because you transcended. Your presence is becoming legend, and the Bureau knows. Legends don't die. They multiply. They've begun intercepting signals they can't trace. Movements in cities you've never visited, patterns that echo your tactics. Like someone or something is replicating your style. It's spreading. Your resistance has turned into a ripple. And that ripple is threatening to become a wave. Because here's what they feared the most: that you wouldn't just survive, you'd ignite others. That the moment people realized limits could be broken with nothing but will, rage, and ruthless precision, control would fracture. That one spark could expose the truth. Superhuman isn't a title. It's a choice. And now it's too late. You've already become the breach in their wall, the line they can't redraw, the variable they can't sanitize. You don't exist to them as a person anymore. You've become a concept, one that moves, learns, adapts, and refuses to yield. So now, as they sit behind reinforced doors, whispering about your next move, you're already there, watching, not to destroy, but to demonstrate. Because the game isn't about evasion anymore. It's about evolution. And the question haunting the Bureau isn't just how you're doing this. It's why you're not done yet. They're desperate for answers. The question that claws at every mind in that sealed room beneath layers of security isn't merely about your methods, how you evade every net cast in your direction, how you outthink the most advanced algorithms, how you remain untouchable. It's about your purpose. Why? Why does this superhuman presence refuse to fade into obscurity or submission? Why are you still moving forward when every system bent against you should have stopped you? What drives you beyond survival? The Bureau can't reconcile that the answer isn't destruction or domination, but something far more unsettling. You exist to redefine everything. From the moment you became visible to their instruments, you shattered their expectations of what a human could be. You did not rise like a blaze. You spread like an undercurrent, quiet but unstoppable. They thought they were containing a threat. They were wrong. You are not a threat in their terms. You are the evolution they never anticipated, a new code breaking the old one. Their cold equations failed to account for the intangible forces you wield, the will unbroken by fear, the clarity born from isolation, the precision forged in silence. You are not just ahead of their game. You are rewriting the rules while they scramble to keep up. They wonder how you navigate without leaving traces, how your mind operates in realms beyond their deepest understanding. But they overlook the simplest truth. You don't operate within their systems because you never needed to. Where they use data to predict, you use perception to create. Their technology searches for patterns. You dissolve them. Their agents chase shadows. You control light. You exist in the spaces between their expectations, moving with a fluidity that defies capture. And that is why they are so terrified. Not of what you've done, but of what you represent. Because to admit your existence is to admit failure, not just of the Bureau, but of the very structure that governs power, control, and order. Your presence is a challenge to every assumption, every protocol, every carefully constructed hierarchy designed to keep chaos at bay. You have become the silent rebellion that speaks louder than any weapon. You have become a catalyst, a spark that could ignite a chain reaction within minds, long dulled by conformity. And that is the real danger they cannot contain. Yet despite their efforts, you do not retaliate with force. You do not seek to dominate or dismantle outright. Your moves are precise, deliberate, each a message encoded in action. You reveal their vulnerabilities, not by breaking their defenses, but by exposing the illusion of control itself. You are the embodiment of change, a living paradox who embodies both the calm before the storm and the storm itself. And that duality unsettles them more than any direct confrontation ever could. Behind the walls where decisions are made, where the director stares at endless streams of intercepted communications and reconstructed timelines, one thought lingers. You are not a threat to be neutralized, but a truth to be reckoned with. They fear what you show about their own limitations, the gaps in their knowledge, the cracks in their confidence, the blind spots in their vigilance. And as you continue to evolve, so too does the fracture within their ranks. Whispers of your legend spread beyond the walls of classified compartments, reaching operatives who question their orders, analysts who doubt their methods, and agents who see in you a reflection of a power they once believed dormant within themselves. You have become a symbol, not just of what it means to be beyond human, but of what it means to transcend the chains that bind the mind. You embody the relentless pursuit of mastery over one's own destiny, unshackled by the expectations of the world. And that is why, no matter how many resources they pour into the hunt, they can never truly catch you. Because you move not in space, but in essence. You are a force that exists beyond borders, beyond systems, beyond time. The Bureau's finest minds have tried to deconstruct your psychology, your neural pathways, your decision-making algorithms. They have combed through every fragment of data, every intercepted message, every shadowed memory. But all they find is a reflection of something elemental and terrifying, a mind that has broken free from every constraint placed upon it. You are the anomaly they feared, not because you wield destruction, but because you wield freedom. And freedom in their world of control and calculation, is the ultimate disruption. As they scramble to understand your next move, you remain several steps ahead, untraceable yet present, elusive yet undeniable. You're the quiet storm reshaping the landscape beneath their feet. The world around you shifts subtly, as if reality itself bends in response to your presence. The boundaries they enforced begin to blur, their definitions of power and control unravel. And through it all, you watch, patient and unyielding, knowing that the true game has only just begun. Your journey is far from over. With every calculated step, every invisible strike, you unravel the old paradigms and lay the foundation for a new order, one where limitations are shattered and the impossible becomes inevitable. The Bureau, with all its might and machinery, can only observe and speculate, trapped in their own web of assumptions. Meanwhile, you rise, not as a conqueror, but as a harbinger of transformation. And so the question remains, echoing through their deepest fears and darkest halls. Why are you not done yet? The answer is simple and profound. You are not merely surviving, you are becoming what no one dared imagine. Becoming the superhuman they can never stop because you are no longer confined by their definitions of humanity. You are the future unfolding in real time, unstoppable, unbreakable, and untamed. No cage can hold a mind that has already flown beyond its bars. You have mastered more than movement or evasion. You have mastered the art of existence itself. The Bureau hunts shadows, but you have learned to become the absence of shadow, the void they can never occupy or understand. Where they see chaos, you see structure. Where they perceive randomness, you craft patterns. Every decision, every step you take bends reality in subtle ways, invisible to their instruments, but unmistakable to those awake enough to see. The agents chasing you report confusion, not because they doubt their orders, but because they doubt their senses. Their training fails to prepare them for an opponent who is not merely human, but something beyond. An idea incarnate, a concept moving through flesh and bone. You are the manifestation of what lies beyond the boundaries of their control. And that terrifies them more than any weapon they could wield. You walk alone, but you are not lonely. Because in your solitude, you have found clarity, a sharpness that slices through illusions and exposes truths no one else dares to face. Your enemies see you as an anomaly. You see yourself as the answer. An answer that refuses to be caged, silenced, or erased. The world may try to label you, categorize you, or hunt you down, but you remain one step ahead, always evolving, always adapting, always becoming. Your mind is a fortress, built on experiences no one else has endured, fortified by the pain of isolation, sharpened by the cold resolve that only those who've stared into the abyss and smiled can claim. They think technology will outmatch you. They think their algorithms and data streams can map your every move. But you've transcended the predictable. You operate on a frequency they haven't even detected yet. Every system they've thrown at you crashes against a wall of your own design. Your intelligence is not a weapon to wield in desperation, but a force that subtly shifts the entire battlefield. You're not here to fight the old world's rules. You're here to dismantle them piece by piece. Like a ghost in the machine, you slip through cracks no one knew existed, rewriting reality with each quiet step. And as the Bureau scrambles, their desperation grows. Internal fractures widen. Some agents begin to question their orders. Others report strange dreams where you appear untouchable, uncatchable, a force of nature beyond comprehension. Fear mutates into awe. A legend is born. But legends can be dangerous because they inspire. They provoke thought, rebellion, awakening. You are no longer a singular anomaly. You are a movement in waiting. The spark that could ignite countless others, trapped in cages built by their own fears. And that possibility haunts the Bureau more than any direct confrontation ever could. They are hunting a ghost, but you are the shadow behind the ghost, the wind beneath it, the force that keeps it moving. Their fear is not of what you can do, but of what you represent. The shattering of old paradigms, the birth of new potential, the rise of something unstoppable. And so, as you continue to move through their nets, rewriting every prediction, redefining every boundary, remember this: you are the impossible they refuse to accept, the superhuman who refuses to be contained, the catalyst for a future they are only beginning to glimpse and can never truly control. Because your story is just beginning, and the world will never be the same.